What's up, guys? It's Alex, and today we have a brand new thing for you guys. It's a podcast with these two. This is the Quality Banter podcast. This is the podcast where we just pretty much talk crap for about half an hour or so. I've asked Kayla and Thomas to bring some questions to the table in preparation for this. So we've got some questions, and we're basically going to throw them out on the table, talk into this plant, which definitely doesn't have microphones in it. And
can we call it Bob?
don't touch the plant.
Oh no, Fred! Hi, Fred! Yep.
Anyway, you need to refrain from doing that. What's up, guys? You're listening to Quality Banter podcast. This is the podcast that doesn't quite know what it is, but it's specifically this. An organized mess. It's professionally amateur. It's quietly loud, perfectly structured mishmash, hilariously serious, and happily sad. It's a dry puddle and a spicy glass of milk. Mm-hmm. That is Quality Banter.
Quality Banter.
So my first topic, why am I awesome?
Okay, well we can just skip that.
We'll move on to the next one. Thomas, what have you got?
Yeah, go Tom.
Okay, so this is like for you guys because I haven't really been anywhere. But it's like, where would you Marksman travel and where would you revisit?
Ooh. Okay, so if you guys don't know, Kayla and I went on a Kentucky tour. If you know me, you know that we went on a Kentucky tour because I talk about it constantly. What?
I forgot the entire trip.
Anyway, we went through Europe. Kayla was quite drunk the whole time.
Yeah.
But in terms of places that I would actually go and that we want to visit again, I'd definitely go to Rome again, I think.
That was going to be my answer. It was Rome.
Yeah,
I love Rome.
mainly because of the pasta.
It just seems old.
No, I love the history.
Really?
I love being able to walk through a place and stand somewhere. It's like, holy shit, someone 2,000 years ago was standing in like this exact same place.
Yeah, I guess that was pretty cool.
Kinda
and like the Colosseum and everything. I just like the roads, like all those cobblestone streets and stuff. It felt very like just what you think it would be when you think of an Italian kind of holiday. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
The Sid McGuire movie. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to go to New Zealand.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
why?
New Zealand's good.
Because I like the cold, and New Zealand just seems so like peaceful and like.
Iceland would be really cool for that.
Ooh,
it just seems like an amazing place to just go and chill and take photos. And
one place I'd love to go back to would be Switzerland.
Yeah.
Because we only got to spend like a day there.
That was cool.
But it was amazing.
Yeah.
I saw photos.
It was so clean and like it was expensive though. We had the most expensive McDonald's we've ever had. It was literally here it would be like a McChicken meal was like $15 here. Over there it was $30.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why?
for the exact same meal.
Expensive.
And it tasted weird too.
Is it?
Maybe we're just used to really crappy ingredients and they use good stuff.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Their chicken is actually chicken.
Those Swiss chicks.
Yep.
Yes, but I think the next place that I definitely want to travel is probably Canada. I was about to say Canada. That's not right. Yes, lots of nice people
Actually,
there.
would Canada be like the land of Canadian clubs? Because I go there.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's where they were made.
I don't think Canadian clubs are actually made in Canada. It's really sad.
They're made in Australia, but they're just like a marketing ploy. But anyway, Kayla, let's go. What questions do you have? Let's give us another one.
Oh, okay. Let's find one that isn't weird. That's all of them. Damn it. What human irks you for no real reason?
Ooh.
Just a random human that, like, maybe you have like no contact with them, or like there's no real reason for them to annoy you.
I know.
No, I have an answer for this. Sonia.
That was so immediate. Okay.
No.
Tell me more about Sonia.
Sonia.
You know the gif of what's his name, Dwight and Angela from The Office, where she sneaks up on him and he's kind of just like, oh fuck. Yeah, he does that. That's Sonia. Anytime she talks on The Voice or like just like comes up on the news or something,
The Voice.
She's so unexpected. Which Sonia did you think I was?
I thought you worked with a Sonia or something.
I knew straight
Yeah, we've spoken about this before.
Okay, so a celebrity. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah. Okay, who would you choose?
Oh.
Wait, does it have to be a
I didn't actually think of my
anyone.
answer. I thought that the question was awesome, but I didn't think of an answer. I'd say Teal, but she asked me for a reason.
Again, this is a public podcast.
Yeah, I know, shit.
That's anything personal.
Fight that out. No,
It can be a TV show character or
Frank
a movie
Walker
character.
from National Tiles.
Okay, that's a fair call. That's a fair call.
He's just everywhere.
Frank Walker irks me. Frank Walker. I had a co-worker walk into my room the other day and just went...
A co-walker?
Co-walker that walked into your room.
So there we go. But he came in and he's just like, Frank Walker here from National Times. Like, stop.
I do
Don't
that
fucking
sometimes.
dare.
Who would you choose?
Oh.
I don't know. I don't really know anyone. Okay, wait. I don't know.
Okay, the thing with podcasts
I know.
is silence isn't really the best thing.
I can't think of anyone. Like, I don't...
Try not to cough either. That's really bad. Stop that. None of us have ever done a podcast before.
You've got a cold. What do you expect?
If you could Freaky Friday with anyone, who would it be?
Oprah.
Chris Brown. Because then I can sing that song.
It's been done. Don't sing it because we'll get
That
copyrighted.
original. Seriously.
Who did you say?
Oprah.
Why?
Because then I can just walk around and be like, you get a car, you get a car. And
You think that's all she does?
Yes.
That's just her life? She goes to the shops and she's just like, you get an apple, you get an apple.
She just throws things at people.
Ellen does that too. She just walks around with giant checks and it's just like, here, take it.
Yeah,
Oh,
I reckon just being
awesome.
Oprah for a day would just be so much fun.
But I want to be Oprah when she was on TV.
Yeah, but the thing with Freaky Fridaying with someone is
Not
that
really.
they become you for a day as well. So then we would be hanging
So-
out
Oh,
with
okay, then
Oprah
I
in your
wanna swap
body.
with a
You're
life
welcome.
coach. I want to start with a life coach immediately.
Really?
Because they can like clean up my life in the day.
They just walk into your house and they're just like, wow, yeah, can't handle
Or
this.
no, or like a cleaner or something.
Yeah,
so
just
I don't
like a
have to clean
cleaner
my
for like
house.
the morning. They clean up your house and then you just jump back.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to switch with Consuela.
But she doesn't clean. She always needs stuff. So no, I don't want to switch with Consuela.
Oh my god.
But she'll steal my baby. That was an actual episode. She stole a baby.
Okay. Now I have the most controversial topic ever.
Here we go.
Uno or Uno.
I feel like that's not
It is.
You're maybe just an idiot.
Well, how is it supposed to be
It's
pronounced here?
definitely Uno.
It's Uno.
It's not it's Uno.
It's Uno.
It comes from the Spanish
You're
word
wrong.
Uno.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
As one.
But it's
Because when you
Uno.
have one card left, you say Uno.
No, but you don't go, let's play Uno. You go, let's play Uno.
That's because you're uncultured.
Yeah. I took Spanish. I know shit.
I know it's supposed to mean one, but like still.
It's changed to Uno in Australian slang, but it's Uno.
But
if you go
we're
anywhere
in
else, it's
Australia
Uno.
right now, so it has to be Uno.
You are still wrong.
But we also say Macca's, and we completely believe that is correct.
It is. Or
See?
like Mickey D's. Right?
No one
So-
says that.
Everyone says that.
McFlusses?
No one says that!
No one says
Or your
that.
Froco.
Everyone says Frocos.
that.
They changed like all of their ads to be Macca's instead of McDonald's because so many
Yeah.
people call it Macca's in Australia.
It is.
I did.
So-
Yeah, they did do that. That's true. Yeah. Okay.
But
would you rather
anywhere
have?
else, you say Macca's, they're going, what the fuck are you talking about?
I know, that was just like when the guys came around. They're like, and I was
Would you
like,
rather have a toenail as a tongue or tongues as toenails?
Tongues as toenails. No. Wait.
Yeah, tongues as toenails.
No.
Because then I'd be licking my shoe all the time and that would just not be pleasant.
No, mine was the other one. Which one was the other? The
Wait,
toenails as
Where do you want
tongues.
the tongues?
On my fingernails.
On your toenails.
It's on your toenails.
Um.
It'd be in your shoe. I don't want
I
my
just
tongue
wouldn't
going in my
wear-
shoe.
But you'd never be able to taste anything again. You just
Right.
have a big toenail in your mouth.
And
I'm
you have
okay
to,
with
what
never
if you have-
tasting
would you
again.
have to like
You would
clip
have
it
to
as
clip
well?
your toenail like from your mouth. You
That
go,
sounds like awesome. I could do that in public and just freak people out.
no, that'd be gross.
That'd be awesome.
All right.
I feel like you just stab your mouth
Oh, I probably would. Yeah.
with your toenail.
But that's like having braces. You're constantly stabbing your mouth. So,
Haven't been there. That sucks.
plus it's great.
Radio silence. You guys are the ones with the questions. You gotta keep this
Oh,
going.
yeah, sure.
I don't know.
Okay.
Actually, no, I can ask a question. Okay.
Alright, go for it.
There's a video that I want to make soon, which is basically about whether or not it's okay to find or to look for happiness in your career. Because it seems to be that a lot of people in older generations, not going to name names, but friends of certain parents, friends, from places far north.
Getting real specific here, man. Anyone who knows like anything about your family is like, oh yeah, I know exactly what
Anyway,
he's talking about. But yeah.
They seem to have the opinion that you should just be working and working real hard, and it doesn't matter whether you like your job or not. And you shouldn't be looking for a job that you like, because I feel like they think that that doesn't exist. What do you think about that?
Well, have you ever like on like a whiteboard or something written down like your life? You got like first 20 years of your life, pretty much 20 to 21 is like school and uni and stuff, right? And then the next 40 years are working.
Yeah.
And that's the majority of your life. So you go from like 20 to 60. You're working, then you get retired, and you just chill at home. Like, I don't know what old people do.
They just old people chill at home.
They just chill at home.
You heard it here first.
They do.
But that's like the majority of your life.
People.
And if you're not doing something happy for 40 years, pretty much 40 years of your life, then there's no point doing it.
Yeah.
You gotta do something that makes you happy.
It is a long time to be doing something that you hate, but I feel like what's happened in our parents and our grandparents' generations is our grandparents kind of came from a generation of war where it's basically you do what you need to do to survive. It's a survival kind of technique. And then our parents came from this place of you just need to get a job and money and like that sort of stuff, and that's just what you do. Whereas I think we're in a position where we're a lot freer to be able to choose what we want to do, and to be able to take the time to actually consider, like, you know, what we might actually like to do.
Yeah. I think that to an extent that's true, but there's also so many people who've grown up with parents who, they had that sort of stock standard, this is exactly what your life plan is going to be, and they sort of pass that on. And so there are so many people today who are still getting stuck in that same cycle, even though there are so many more options and there's so many more jobs out there, really. And so many things that didn't exist when our parents were born or when they were going through the workforce.
I think that's just the fact of like us growing up with the internet is that there are so many other options. You know, to be able to get into a lot of careers, you used to have to work your way up from the bottom and kind of work really hard and work for free, that sort of stuff. But now you can kind of just create your own thing.
Yeah, just being an
still working
entrepreneur.
for free. Internships are still a thing.
Yeah, I know. And I've done an internship before. I've been there, but I've also kind of used it for my own experience. Like, I haven't used it to try and get further in their business that I was working in. It was so that I could get kind of bits and pieces of information and experience so that I could bring that into what I'm doing. And I've kind of used it that way. But yeah, I just thought it was an interesting topic, and I'd like to make a video about it sometime.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, do it. We'll be there to support you and be in the background yelling stupid, inappropriate things like film.
I actually, the other day, I put up on Instagram to ask if anyone would want to hire me to be basically their personal assistant, but I just stand in behind them all the time making rude comments about people that are around them.
I would be so good at that.
Would you not? Just like...
I would love that. Okay, actually, this sort of plays into like the one of the questions I wanted to ask.
Yeah, go for it.
I would love to be able to be like completely invisible and no one be able to hear me and just yell stuff.
And just yell things at random
basically, like
people.
turn into a ghost at random times.
Just like if someone like in the shopping line just cuts in front of you, you're just like, ah! Just yell at them. Or just start throwing apples at them or something. Like, Oprah, you get an apple.
But can turn into like a ghost and just annoy the shit out of people, or just scream at them without them being able to hear you, because that would be able to get out so much frustration in such a small amount of time. But yeah, anyways, what seemingly useless superpower would you guys like to have?
Seemingly useless superpowers.
So like, it doesn't actually help anyone. You couldn't like save a life with it or anything. But like, you just want it just so that you can do it, because it'd be awesome.
Short range teleportation. Like really short range.
Like 3 centimeters.
No. Like it's like 1 meter to 2 meters at a time.
Yeah.
So like I could just like, you know, if I'm sitting here and the remote was over there, I could just be like, boom, grab it, boom, I'm back. Like that sort of thing. Yeah.
Okay.
I would love that in the club. Because like you're dancing with someone like, oh, you're getting creepy. Teleport.
Imagine so many situations that you get stuck, but there's just like 2 meters where you need to be, and you can just like teleport straight to there.
What if you're stuck in a room though, and the walls are like 3 meters thick? How would you get out?
You would get stuck in the wall and die.
Okay.
What about through the roof?
That's
teleport upwards 3 meters?
Yeah, I guess you could. Yeah.
See, there you go.
That's true.
Up here for thinking, down there for dancing.
I thought you were going to say something completely different and inappropriate.
Please never say that again.
Yeah, please don't.
Mine would just be to be able to pee and poo anywhere and just have it.
I thought you were going to say at the same time, and I'm like, Tom, most people can do
I
that.
No, but just have it disappear. Like you can just pee.
Yeah, because there was a Family Guy episode once where they teleport into a land where there was no religion, and so technology was like 1,000 years more advanced. And essentially, one of them goes like, "Oh, I really need to go to the bathroom. Where's the bathroom?" It's like, "Oh, they don't have bathrooms here. What do you need to do?" It's like, "You need to do a poop."
Right,
it's like, okay, 1 poop removal, please, and it's just gone. Like,
yeah, right. Just to be able to clear your system like that.
I would just, I think something like that, but just being
handy.
able to poo pee instantly and not have to kind of wait.
Just like
maybe that's just my problem.
To have the perfect poo every time.
Oh yeah.
Is that one that you don't even have to like you wipe and there's nothing. It's all gone.
I just assume I've missed if that happens. I'm like, oh, I wiped my leg again. Like,
but legit, like, I feel like that would come in
again.
handy.
okay. Yes.
Okay,
It always happens on the first time though, not like the second time. It's not like I wipe and then wipe my leg, because then you just get shit all over your leg.
very serious topic. What's your most ideal world? Like, just...
Everyone is controlled by me. It is a hive mind scenario, and I'm in charge.
So you want to be Hitler?
But no, I wouldn't
Let's
kill
rewind
anyone.
there for a second.
I wouldn't
Okay,
kill
well.
anyone. That's the thing. I'd be a nice... Oh, I can't say that anyway.
Just like, I'd be a nice Hitler. That's what
I'd
you
be
want
like
to be.
Unity from Rick and Morty, where I can just control everyone, and everyone's peaceful, and everything's just amazing.
You're the
But they all
only
do
one that's watched
exactly.
that.
Really? You guys are sad.
I would like a
People out
world.
there.
No, I would like a world where when you graduate school, the government just gives you a donation of like, $100,000-$200,000.
Move to Sweden.
Does that happen there?
It's in like Sweden or the Netherlands. They do something where they pay you to go to school.
No, I want something like almost like a head start, like you've finished, you're done, like to help you get on your own, because it is so hard to get into a house or to be able to afford something like that by yourself. Just because a lot of jobs nowadays, aren't paying what they should be.
No. Teacher salaries suck.
We love jobs.
Yeah, it's so awesome. I love it. Actually, I love my job, but at the same time, it does not pay well.
What would your ideal world be?
It'll be like where there's literally like no opinions, because whenever there's opinions, it starts up something wrong. Like there's always
That would
controversy.
be so bland, though.
No,
Because like
but,
music
like,
would just sound.
If anything,
It wouldn't be good music or bad music.
Not
it would
opinions.
Just sound.
like,
I
not
think
opinions. Like
expectations.
yes, that's it. That's more what I meant. Like there's no expectations in like schools for you to do absolutely well, even though
Or like
you
a
don't need
change
it,
of
or, like-
expectations, or where like everyone's a lot more open-minded.
yeah.
So like there's a lot more acceptable options. Because at the same time, going to school and completely doing nothing,
No,
there's going to be an
but, like,
expectation that you do something.
Everyone is different in
Yeah.
like the way that
Oh,
they
yeah.
do stuff. So, like in schools, when they do the exact same thing for every person,
It needs
it
to be
doesn't help
differentiated.
so with
Oh, don't get me into this.
changing that expectation of everyone
Well, there's a
being
whole
the
big
same
push.
and having to do like
Okay.
without school.
Hold on there for a second.
Yep.
I'd like to just like transition the topic so that we can like put a thing on the screen that says this is what we're going to talk about.
Bitches and hoes.
No,
Yep.
that's not it. What would you change about the current education system?
Oh, so much.
Okay, this is
Okay.
getting real serious
Okay.
here. We're talking school, uni, whatever you want.
Okay.
What would you change?
One of-
Let's start
System.
with what's wrong with it. Okay?
Okay.
So much.
Tell me.
Well, to start off with, one of the main things is there is no real... there's too much of a divide between like public and private schools to start off with. And the amount of funding that each school gets and the way that that funding is decided immediately needs to change, because that is absolutely ridiculous. Because the way that they decide if a school gets funding or not is like, how many kids do you have that are disabled? How many kids did well in that plan?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make sense. Why not give everybody
Same.
enough to help them? Because, like, yes, some people need more than others.
Have the same opportunities.
But there are some schools that are completely run down, need a lot of extensive help, but because their students don't necessarily have the requirements for it, they're not getting that assistance that they need.
What about in university? What do you think's wrong with the way university kind of works? Because did you have a good experience at university? Did you have
I
that
had
negative
a pretty
one?
good experience with uni.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I reckon that it was very much, I don't know, useless in some ways.
Yeah.
Like, the ways that they have set up to help you don't actually help.
I feel like university needs to start actually like seeing it in a way that they're competing with entertainment. So with a lot of the online courses I've been doing after uni, a lot of them have been really, really entertaining. Like, it's good content. Whereas all of the online courses that I did at uni, like, they're all really boring. It's kind of just like staying there, doing a lecture. Like, it's very kind of just giving us the exact information that they need to give us, and they just ramble on for hours.
They need to have it differentiated for different types of learners. Because there are people who learn visually, there are people who learn orally, there's
Within
people who
schools,
learn kinesthetically. Like, there's so many different types of learners that you can't just give everybody the exact same thing. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
It's like there's have you seen the quote from Einstein, I think it is? It's like
Doing the same thing over and over
no,
again.
it's
E equals MC squared?
It's like judging a fish to climb a tree.
Yeah.
Judging a fish by its ability to climb a tree. Yeah.
Judging a fish by its ability to climb a tree. Let it live its whole life believing it's stupid or something. Something like that. It's one of my favourite quotes ever. Because
I was thinking about that before.
I do, because in like schools...
Or you wish you could climb trees.
Well, like in schools, they all have the exact same expectations for every student.
Yeah.
Like there's one student who excels at like sport and the other doesn't, but they make them do the exact same thing.
Yeah, well, like the school we went to was very sports orientated.
Right.
Like it literally was all about sports all the time. There was nothing... Not once was I told in school that I could finish school and run my own business. Not once.
Yeah, they don't
like
tell
that.
you
It was always
they
go
need
find a
to
job,
show
work
you
for
more
someone
options
else.
because at the moment, like depending on the school that you're in, it's like this is what you must be when you grow up, kind of a thing, and that's almost how
you
it
have
feels.
to have an exact plan of what you are doing. You
Who
can't
the
just
hell
go.
knows exactly who they want to be at
There's
16?
people that are like
You were
40.
16.
Still don't know.
There's people
Like,
that are 40 and
Exactly.
still don't know what they're going to do. Like
Yeah.
they're just doing something to pass the time until they figure out exactly what they want to do.
Which
to
is
be
why
happy.
it's so critical that we make sure people know that it's okay to look for something that makes them happy in life.
Yeah.
Because what I think happens is they finish school, they get a job, and for those people that don't know that it's okay to look for something that makes them happy, they do end up getting stuck in that, and that's when people get depressed and they end up with more mental health issues, and it just kind of goes downhill from there. I think that if we kind of let people know that it's okay to look for something that makes you happy, but also that it can take a long time, but to kind of enjoy that journey of finding that thing as well, that's okay too.
Like, also letting people know that what they do doesn't necessarily, equate their worth. Like, some people are going to be really awesome trash collectors.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you're a shitty person or that your job is demeaning. Like, you do like a really essential service to society and you should be rewarded
Without
for that.
them, our communities
Yeah.
will be destroyed.
I do
Exactly.
think more people in my grade should have been encouraged to be beekeepers.
Why is
Well, it was always a joke, like when we went through like that book of like all the
beekeepers.
jobs like on that website and stuff, and like beekeeper was the one that everyone would like joke about, but like, it's like vital. We need more
That
beekeepers.
is true.
Someone like
Actually,
figure out that beekeeping
They
makes
save
you
the
happy.
bees.
Yeah.
I know this lovely little girl. I hope she becomes a beekeeper when she grows up because she is so into bees. She's amazing.
Wow.
I have a friend that's like that.
All right. Give us a question.
Kayla, you're up.
That got real, like, that was good. Like, we had, like, quite an intellectual conversation. So I'd like to bring back a stupid question just to, like, round it off. See, that's what you get with quality banter. You get a little bit of both.
But all you gotta do, question on education, I'll go on a run for hours.
I know, that's why I said
We all
that.
like are dead set on that.
Oh, cats wearing hats or dogs wearing togs?
Dogs wearing togs because cats are evil.
Cats are definitely evil. We could discuss that.
I don't think a cat wearing a hat would be adorable because can you just
No.
imagine it just like
That's
freaking
evil.
out? It's like, what the fuck is on my head right now?
Just us running around in circles
Yeah.
trying to get it off.
It would just get angry at you and then start plotting revenge. Like, that's really what would
they
happen.
literally are going to kill you in your sleep.
Yeah.
But they're already plotting revenge, so you may as well give them a
Exactly.
reason to plot the revenge.
But dogs are so cute. You give them little
They're
togs and they swim in the
weird.
pool on their little togs. It's just
Exactly.
so cute.
I also
It's a
hate
little-
putting animals in clothes, so...
Yeah, so much
Pretty sure
fun.
my dog would kill me. Oh, can you just imagine trying to put Ollie in? Oh no, Zach did. It was hilarious. You know that Ollie used to have this red frisbee that he loved to
Yes,
death.
yeah.
You remember? And he would throw it. He would catch it. He was amazing at it.
Oh yeah, he jumps
And then
so
there was
high.
this one time that Jasper, the tiny little Maltese,
He got the-
Zach put him in a red coat. And I was terrified that Ollie was going to chase after him.
just throw him in the air. Ollie just jumps in the air and catches him.
Oh my god.
So yeah.
Okay, what are you guys like theories on stuff? So I've got a theory. Like, what's your deja vu theory? Like, what do you think deja vu is? Like, how does it come?
Okay.
Past life regression.
I have one.
Okay.
Okay.
I have this kind of ghost theory.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a little bit on like deja vu and it's a little bit more about ghosts. So you know how there's lots of ghost shows and there's lots of people who think that, ghosts are real, that sort of stuff. I'm quite skeptical on it all, but I've also kind of come up with this theory called the echo theory, which is that basically... So I don't believe in God or anything like that. I don't believe that there's like this high power, but I
We
do.
all went to Catholic school.
This is what Catholic school does to you. It makes you question everything.
It does.
So I don't believe in religion or anything like that, but I do have like some sort of idea that basically humans have some sort of energy that when they die will get left behind.
Your soul.
Well, energy can neither be created nor destroyed, technically.
Exactly. So that's what I think our
true.
soul is. Mm-hmm. And what I think is happening when someone dies is that there are actually multiple timelines, and when you die, it creates a rupture in those timelines so that basically there's almost like an echo. So when people see a ghost, it's not like, like someone haunting them. Yeah, it's not that they're in a different realm, it's that there's like a glitch in the timelines.
So essentially
and
it's like the multiverse theory. And
except
it's glitches in the multiverse.
Except it's the same timeline.
So essentially time is, let me think.
Time is
constantly
timey-wimey.
Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Don't get us copyrighted for that either.
Nope. Okay, Timmy, Tommy,
yeah, no.
Time,
Obbly,
slime.
Weenie. Please don't do that. But I do think that there could be, these. There's more to do with time that we don't know. And that if there was some sort of flicker or something, and that's what people are seeing when they think they're seeing ghosts, is that it's not them, they're that person in another realm. It's that it's almost like a recording of them, and it's flickering into this timeline. Yeah, I just thought that could be cool, and I'd like to make a movie about that.
That'd be kind of cool. Yeah.
Can
you imagine glitching through into another time as well? As
yeah.
Oh, I'm in the 1800s now.
Well, that's the thing. What happens when people die and then they come back? Like, if it's creating that glitch in the timeline, because when you die, your energy kind of maybe something happens with your energy that it collapses and then comes back. Maybe that's creating that rupture in the timeline.
Camera.
Please hold.
Stopped automatically. Oh, you did something bad. I blame you, Alex. This is your fault.
Can we just cut this bit out of the audio?
No, you can't. You can never cut it out. You can never.
It can only go for half an hour and then it stops.
Okay. My theory. Oh, okay. Yep. I think I read this on Facebook ages ago, but I think it's really cool. So when you die, there's all you see the white light and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Not personally, but continue.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had plenty of experiences.
So when you see that white light, it's literally you it follows a theory of being reincarnated, so being reborn.
Exploded.
I do think I was a fat person in the past life. It just makes sense.
I reckon I had there has to be at least one timeline where I was a guy.
Probably.
I reckon.
But
because sometimes it's just man, being a man would be awesome. And it's I feel like I've done that before.
So when you die, you see the white light, and I think that's you being reborn again. So you're coming out, and the reason babies cry is because they're remembering everything in their past life. They're they're leaving it all behind, they're remembering it, so they're crying about it.
Did you get this theory from a Facebook meme?
No.
I've heard it before as well.
No, but I can see this happening.
See, at least the echo theory is my own.
No, but I read this, and I think I kind of like it. So then it's when you grow up, you slowly forget everything about past life, but then there's certain things.
What, between the ages of 1 and 3 or something?
No, till forever, but majority of it is when you're younger.
It's almost you're a computer and your memory has to slowly get replaced, kind of a thing.
Or more like a VCR.
Yeah.
Like how they re-record over the tapes. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. So
my analogy wins.
When you're growing up, you forget about all the memories and stuff, but then there's certain things that just in the past lifetime and your present lifetime that correlate, and it plays that deja vu kind of thing. So you're I remember that, but you can't really pick it.
Yeah. There's certain things that you're certain that you did once.
Yeah. Well, see, I think deja vu would then play into my echo theory that deja vu is actually just when your timeline kind of almost folds over on itself and it overlaps a little bit, so that you're actually feeling the same thing.
Well, it's almost like if you've got a recording and in film, sometimes if you're taking a picture or something, there's an echo of past pictures that comes up. That's almost what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is actually very interesting.
Yeah, it's really cool to think about.
I'm almost out of tea.
I like it.
That's cool.
You're almost out of tea.
Let me see what questions I have.
Can't spill it anymore.
What are you guys' shower thoughts?
Oh, I once came up with this awesome narrative while I was in the shower about essentially the Cinderella story about this girl who has to be the singer for her creepy stepsinger. Her stepsister.
Right.
She's forced to sing for them. And then I'm pretty sure there's a movie about this too.
You just watched the movie, hopped in the shower, oh wow, what a good idea. It's reinventing things.
No, but there was that one. And then there was this another one about this group of orphans, which is a great way to start off a movie. But like, there's this orphan girl, her name's Gwendolyn, and she meets this boy whose name's Peter. And she always calls him Peter Pan, and she's Wendy.
Right.
And it's like a modern Peter Pan story. And eventually what happens is...
So Peter kidnaps her?
No. They're like awesome friends and stuff as they're growing up. But then there's a situation when they're sort of teenagers where they think that the other has died. And so they're living with all this guilt, thinking that they accidentally got their best friend killed.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And then they meet up years later. It's like this almost like they think... Like they know that it can't be that person because the other person's dead, but it's actually that person. And it's
I have a
just...
question then. So obviously,
I don't know where the shit comes from.
Obviously, a lot of people have like big kind of life revelations while they're in the shower. Like you can
I just think of stories.
Yeah, well, you come up with lots of ideas.
I can write songs in the shower, and then when I hop out, I forget them.
Yeah.
I have to start recording shit because I do it in the car all the time.
I took my phone in the shower one time. I was just typing down the songs that I was singing. I was like, yes.
How was your phone in the shower? What were you doing?
You just don't put it under the water.
It's waterproof.
Oh, that makes sense.
But why do you
I thought you were just like
in the shower.
Why do you think that is that we can think more creatively
relaxing.
and clearly in the shower?
It's relaxing.
It's almost like white noise.
Yeah.
Because like the rest of the world becomes sort of obsolete when you're in the shower.
Almost like a form of meditation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Do you think that being in the shower is a form of meditation? That's why all the white noise, you can focus, you can get lots of ideas. Do you think that that's true?
Yeah.
I was hoping that this is throw right after you ask the question.
Okay.
No, now you can talk.
Okay.
Oh my god. Give us another... Okay, I've got a question. for us.
But yes, I think it is. It really is.
If you could get frozen Austin Powers style and go into the future, Austin Powers or like Fry from Futurama,
That was my...
how far into the future would you go?
100 years.
I want to go pretty far where no one I know will still exist.
Yeah.
Because I want it to be a
How far would that
completely
be?
new reality. Like 1,000 or 2,000 years.
Wow.
I want to be
That's
like
like-
really far into the future.
You would turn up, like, could you imagine like cavemen turning up here? Is that 1,000 years ago? Yeah, that's probably 1,000.
No, longer.
No.
Way longer.
1,000 years ago, mate.
Yeah, no, that's like
Yeah.
10 generations.
Oh god.
What? 100
Math.
years for every generation. Anyway, I would honestly, I think, like to go 250 years. Just because I think that 250 years, like you look at 250 years into the past, just how far we've come with technology and like just medicine, that sort of stuff, 250 years into the future, like that's going to be insane. And that's a big enough jump for me to go, yeah, this is
But then
enough.
I want to keep jumping forward. I want to keep going.
What, like
I wouldn't
every
wanna
10
just
years?
stop.
Like you spend 10 years in
Yeah.
each place?
No,
Or even a
less.
year?
Actually, no,
I
that's
wish I
kinda
could be
cool.
like an immortal who could just spend like a year in like different time periods. That would be
Yeah.
amazing.
I think-
So you just want to be a
yeah.
time traveler, basically.
Basically, yeah.
I reckon, like, every, 100 years, stop, come out, look at it, spend it, a couple months there, and then go back in. Another 100 years later, come back out, look at it all. Seriously,
If you're going to open it, just open it right next to the mic, okay?
ASMR. Okay, yeah. Every, single 100 years, you just, come out, re-look at everything,
See, my goal, realistically, I think, would be when I turn 50. I think that's around the right time, because what's that, 30 years into the future?
Yeah.
That's around the time that I think that will have perfected cryogenic freezing, and we'll be able to freeze us to be able to, go a certain amount of time. And I'd like to freeze myself for at least 200 years. I think that would be really, really cool.
What if you freeze yourself, and then when you come out, the world's ended?
That would kind of suck. But at the same time, I could immediately go into my apocalypse scenario. I'm like, okay, I know what the fuck I'm going to do. Find these supplies.
I thought you were going to say, I could immediately restart the human race. On my own.
Go!
Ordered some sperm off eBay.
Why do you assume eBay is going to be around at the end of the world?
No, I'm saying you already did that. That's
She's got, just
you've
some
got this
sperm ready to
apocalypse
go.
kit that's just got everything in it, and
It's
just
a
in case
tiny pile of sperm that's ready to go.
we've got some specimens.
But do you know how creepy that would be though? Because then the rest of humanity is basically just incest babies.
That's true.
Yes.
I don't want that to happen.
Isn't that how, Adam and Eve happened?
Oh yeah, that's kind of creepy. to think about.
Right.
That's if you're religious.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I'm not, so that's
But
fine.
yeah, it doesn't work
But
with any of us.
yeah, religion kind of...
But if you think about that,
According to religion, we're all incest babies.
I reckon.
That's creepy. I don't like that.
Stop
Stop that.
touching me.
All right. And on that note, I think that calls for the end of the first Quality Banter podcast. And I would like to say thank you to you guys, if anyone actually sat through that or listened to this in their car on Spotify. If I can figure out how to put this on Spotify.
I know how to do that.
You do?
Yeah.
Wow. We'll do that.
Oh, I didn't find it.
Actually,
Yeah.
I think it's on. It was on Spotify for a bit.
Anyway, make sure if you're watching on YouTube,
Plug it.
stop it. If you're watching on YouTube, hit like and make sure you hit that subscribe button for more videos like this. I'm hopefully going to be making some more videos soon, and we'll do a few more of these just to kind of sit, mess around, and chat, and talk shit for a while. Yeah, send us some
you
topics.
can come up with questions next time.
I will. I had a few questions.
You guys can come up with questions.
Yeah.
Because
All right.
that's the thing.
Final
That's
thoughts.
the camera, but there are people on the other
Final
side.
thoughts on the whole conversation, Kayla.
The number 7.
Just like one word to describe our conversation.
7.
Thomas?
Insightful.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thought of that myself.
That's my brother. I'm stealing his.
Go away.
All I can think about now is Austin Powers. So that's what I'm going to say. Anyway, thank you guys. Goodbye.
Ruby.
Now let's just slide away.
Why? But there's a carpet here. I can't slide anywhere. I'm just gonna shoot it slowly outside.
Okay, thanks guys for coming and see you later. Woo!